Hello, welcome to Bronze Tier Pros, where we talk PC gaming, geek news, and this week, Star Wars games. I am Barrett, and with me is the infamous Jordan.
Well, hello there. I'm actually feeling extra famous today, so make sure it's a big deal.
Oh, but you've
Acting
turned
about.
infamous. I don't know what happened, but
I mean, it's obviously a typo. It's fine. I'm obviously very famous.
I don't think it's. I don't know about that. I'm questioning this.
I'm super famous. If everyone doesn't know who Jordan is, I mean, look. Let's just move on. It's fine. I'm famous. Well, for this week, we have a few games that actually come out or coming out. A few actually pretty big ones. I know you were super excited about Mortal Kombat 11 coming out.
Dude, yeah, and all of the controversies that come with it. You know, the desexualized female characters that is causing a little bit of stir.
What exactly have they wanted to do with that? I mean,
Yeah, so I have a note from someone named Baron. I think he worked on the game, and it says our design is just getting more mature and respectable. You're not going to wear a bikini to a fight. You are not going to be showing as much skin. I think it's just what the game is about. You're going to fight for your life, and you're not going to be wearing such scantily clad items.
I kind of like that approach.
Yeah, it's
Um,
still kind of funny though, because like an MMA fighter and stuff, you pretty much
yeah,
are wearing.
yeah. But I mean, everyone else is wearing like full out battle armor outfits, so I mean, I guess it makes sense. I mean, it's 2019. We don't really need that type of stuff in the game anymore. In my opinion, I don't think it would ever needed it to begin with because I don't buy games for that type of stuff.
Yeah, I think that was a big pull of fighting games back in the day, but I kind of agree. Like, I get the argument with the MMA fighters, but like, there are freaking daggers and people ripping out spines and magic missiles. You're not going to be wearing a freaking bikini to that.
I mean, you never know. Some people want to die looking their best, and apparently a bikini does that.
Yeah, I also feel like though all the character redesigns are quite well done. I haven't found any that I'm just like super insulted by, so I feel like all the character changes have been good, even though they're just not, scantily clad, busty babes.
No, it's a good improvement in my opinion. That game comes out April 23rd. Let's see, some other games coming out. Let's see here. We got Imperator Rome comes out next Thursday. Actually, a game I'm actually super excited about. It's a Paradox game. If you haven't played any of them, it's mostly just grand strategy with some good like diplomacy action in there. It's a lot of fun. I'm super excited about it. Let's see. There aren't any real big releases this week, but I can talk about some of the games that were released recently that actually have done pretty good or bad. Like
Yeah,
World War Z came out the 16th. It didn't do too good. Metacritic gave it a 62, and some of the reviews I've watched haven't said anything that good about it.
interesting. Yeah,
Nothing.
I saw that one and it looked really good. I just wasn't
Yeah, it
sure.
was it was supposed to replace, what is it called?
Left for Dead.
It was supposed to replace Left 4 Dead. That's what people were hoping. It's that type of game, but apparently it just did not live up to the hype, which is unfortunate. Let's see. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy came out. Got an 81 on Metacritic. I've actually never played any of those games, but I've actually heard of that franchise.
Yeah, when I saw these were coming out, I was like, wait, I thought those were like Nintendo licensed games, and I'm like, oh, I guess they're not. They're just Capcom games. So
Yeah,
it shows what I know, but yeah, I mean that's coming out on I think every platform. So
I think so as well. I mean, doesn't make sense, I guess. Let's see. Cuphead actually finally came to the Switch. Yes, no, the 18th. Got an 87, of course. That's just a good game overall, from what I've heard. I've actually never played it.
yeah, that's one I was thinking about picking up a little while ago, but I haven't pulled the trigger. And to see a Microsoft exclusive come to the Switch is kind of crazy.
Yeah, but I think it's a good addition. I like. I want to go back to where it just comes out on everything, so that no matter what you have, you can play it, or if you have a preferred, like maybe you like the PC over the Xbox, or whatever. It's just makes it easier for everything.
Agreed.
Let's see. Last one I'll probably mention is Anno 1800. As I said, this came out on the 16th. I did play the beta, and it was actually pretty good. It actually got an 81 on the critic, which isn't surprising. It was actually pretty fun when I played it.
Yeah, tell me a little about that game. I'm just not too familiar with this. Like, what kind of game is it?
I mean, I only played a few minutes, or I guess about an hour or two of the campaign. But basically, you start off with nothing. It's kind of like a city builder with some. It's really into the economy. It seemed like you have to build all of the woodcutters. You have to give them places to live. You got to upgrade. They start as farmers, and then you can upgrade them into, I can't remember what they're called, but you upgrade them into the next tier, and then the next tier, and the next tier type of thing.
Like advancing through the ages?
Yeah, kind of. It's more like you're making your area more civilized. I haven't played any of just the plain non-campaign mode, but the campaign was pretty fun. It's basically a tutorial, which is good because right when I started the tutorial, it's like, oh yeah, after you complete the campaign, you can just continue on with this game, and so you don't have to just start a new one, which is kind of nice because you're gonna put a lot of work into it. It seems.
Okay. Yeah, no,
that's
good to know.
Fun. I might pick it up. We'll see if a good sale pops up. I might.
Oh, okay.
We'll see,
nice. Yeah, I've never been a big fan of the city building. I like strategy games though, so unless I'm murdering somebody, I don't care.
Makes sense. When you're a violent person like that, I can understand it.
Yeah, sociopathic tendencies are fine in video games, so
I mean, as long as you don't, do GTA in real life, I think you're good.
Yeah, and I definitely don't. I'm far too lazy for that.
I mean, I hope so. I live decently close to you. I'm about to move closer to you, so this is going to be awkward.
It is a little awkward. So in news this week, Able Games or Able Gamers, it's kind of a charity. They're launching a new website called Accessible.games. And essentially, what its purpose is to get devs in touch with players that have disabilities. It's really about creating the quality of life and trying to help developers understand some of the limitations and ways that they can better develop games for people with disabilities.
I think I've heard of that. It actually seemed like a really cool and good concept because, I mean, if you are disabled, it's hard. If maybe you can't move around as much or you can't use your hands super well, you're not going to be able to do much. So video games would be a really good source of fun for you. So I guess it would make sense.
Yeah, I agree, and it's good. I always like to see these kind of things and see these charity organizations start reaching out and trying to bridge that gap. So I'm excited to see what comes of this. Hopefully, it's a good education system for current developers.
I agree.
Also, this week, Overwatch Storm Rising event started. They have a little kind of single player mission and of course new skins with loot boxes like they always have.
I might need to play that this week then if I like me some skins.
Yeah, it goes till May 6th. I definitely want to check it out, so I'll probably play it either this week or next.
Was it just a single player or is there a multiplayer part of that?
It's a multiplayer mission. It's not a single player.
Okay, you said single player, so I was confused for a second. I was like, that has nothing to do with
you're definitely right. There's no single player in Overwatch, okay. For better or for worse.
Yeah.
I guess I meant non-competitive is what I was going for.
Right. More of one of those story mode things. I like those. Those are fun.
Yeah.
We might actually have to get a group together if we had friends to do that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if we can get through it. Every time I see these Overwatch launch things, I'm just make a TV show. Your game's all right, but it's such an interesting world that is just wasted on a multiplayer only game.
You're not wrong. It would actually be really fun to see that.
In Dota news, there was a Pro Dota 2 match between OG and OpenAI.
I heard about that. I didn't watch it, but apparently they won, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, spoilers is
No, well,
OpenAI won 2 of the 3 games, but lost the last game to OG.
Huh. No one's ever beaten it before, right?
No, actually lots of people beat OpenAI.
Really?
It's this is the first time that it actually took down the champion team, which is kind of surprising.
Oh wait, you're right.
Yeah, you're thinking of like the mid only.
Yeah, the one that destroyed Dendi.
Yep.
Last TI. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is kind of an interesting update. I wonder if they're going to allow you to take on the OpenAI team in the future. I think that'd be a fun game mode that we could definitely lose at.
They might actually already have those in there. I'm not sure. I know they have some pretty good bots to play against, which is a nice warm up. I think that'd be super interesting. I might need to look into that and actually find out.
Yeah, I don't believe they've released OpenAI lately. I think they just kind of had it as an event, but something to check out, especially if you're into the Dota 2 scene at all.
One of the best games ever.
And there's also an article I've been reading up on about kind of the next gen console's impact on PC games, and essentially they talk about it, and the verdict is kind of it's not really going to make that big of a difference.
Well, I mean, there's only so much hardware they can fit in those, and for it to not be that expensive for them to make. It makes sense.
In the gaming industry, I mean, people have to tone down their games for consoles. It's part of the PC game master race, but there's also some stats over here that I found. Let me just pull them up real quick. So it's based on a Steam survey, which it seems to be the best survey that they have for PCs.
Everyone still uses Steam for now.
Yeah. Apparently, about 35% of Steam GPUs are equal to or faster than the PS4 Pro.
Which is the most updated one of all the consoles, right? Like the strongest, I guess you would say.
Yep. And then 40% of surveyed PCs are running CPUs that clock at less than 3 gigahertz. And 82% of those are either 2-core or 4-core processors. So even though there's a lot of good PC games out there, a lot of the gamers are kind of using old hardware.
I mean, it's expensive to upgrade. Like, I need to upgrade my CPU. I know that much. But it's not cheap. That's one of the reasons why people go with consoles, because they're like, oh well, I can just trade it in for the next one, in like a year or whatever.
Yeah.
Much easier than just buying a whole new part of a computer.
Yeah, but 13% of them surveyed are already. They're equal to the PS4 or the PS4 Pro, or are just super faster than it.
It's not surprising. People spend thousands, or like hundreds to thousands of dollars on their PCs. That's why it's the master race, obviously.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting because lately the average gaming PC has been going up in specs. So as that continues to rise with technology and new graphics cards and stuff getting released and old ones becoming cheaper, we're bound to see that eventually easily overtake the PS4 Pro and probably even match the PS5 after it's been out for a little bit. But those are the main topics I found this week in the news. Let's go ahead and talk about what everyone's been totally excited for, which is the bombardment of Star Wars news in their life.
Man, and the hype train is already rolling super hard, and I'm on board.
So why don't you start by telling us a little bit about what you think of Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Order?
I'm just so excited. A little worried, because EA game, but Respawn has done a great job with like the Titanfall series, and they even did a single player game or like mode in Titanfall 2 that apparently was amazing. I haven't played it yet. Actually, might need to just to see what I'm getting into, but
yeah, if that's one I recommend, you can usually snag Titanfall 2 for under $10, and that has one of the best campaigns I've played in a game in a very long time. It is fantastic. It's got like time jumping. It is fantastic. I can't emphasize, if you haven't played Titanfall 2's campaign, pick that game up. It's not that expensive.
The sad part is I actually have owned that game for a long time. Only played multiplayer.
My gosh.
I know.
The multiplayer is really fun too. I mean, it
actually is.
It's like
movement
it's
in that game. I hope
it's great.
I hope they have the movement. I love the movement in that game. You just run and grapple everywhere. I always go with the grapple, dude. But
for sure. Yeah, when me and my coworker were talking about this a little bit too, and he's like, "Look, they released a poster," and I just zoomed in on the little EA logo, and I'm like, "Well, here's the problem with the poster."
Yeah, EA their brand name has gone down significantly. Especially after Anthem.
Yeah, it really has. And I mean, they're the ones who broke my trust. A lot of people, that happened with No Man's Sky when they pre-ordered it and they bought it, and they're like, what is this trash? I mean, apparently they've fixed their ways, but when I pre-ordered the first Battlefront in the deluxe edition, I was in the beta and I'm like, this game's pretty fun. I can't wait to get the rest of the content. And that game released.
There was no more content.
And there was 2 more maps. 2. And I'm like, I spent $80 on this game. And I was so furious.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of stuff was broken. And I was like, you know what, EA? I'm never pre-ordering a game like this again. I lost all trust. The only games I pre-order now are Nintendo games. I know what I'm going to get.
I mean, we'll see if you can hold to that when more of the Fallen Order stuff comes out. Because the game's supposed to release November 15th of this year, 2019, on the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So, sorry, Switch people, but this is for the real gamers.
Yeah, I'm not surprised this isn't coming to Switch. I am surprised that PC is getting a simultaneous release.
Me too. I hope it's not. I mean, it's probably just going to be literally just the exact same game, just with PC controls. Or at least that's what I'm hoping. They're not. I don't know. It's rough because you don't want the PC version to be like extra special. But I mean, I do since I have a PC.
Yeah, I definitely want it to be extra special. I
don't think it's going to. I don't think it's going to. It's probably just going to be. I just hope it's not like they made it for the console, but we just put it on PC too to make extra money. I don't know. It can go both ways because I could always just use a controller.
That's true.
If I'm getting it on the PC, I should be able to play it pretty well on the PC with PC controls.
Yeah, I agree. It takes place after the Revenge of the Sith. So, Execute Order 66.
A few years after Execute Order 66. They were off by 3 orders, but that's okay. I mean, they got what they wanted.
Yeah, that's a very different order, and I mean, Star Wars is a family franchise, so you know.
I don't know about that anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, it's EA. They already boned everyone about it, so is it really for children?
Oh man. One of my favorite things is EA's campaign. They're touting. They're like, no loot boxes, no microtransactions.
Yeah, but what about all the DLC that's going to come out with it? Does that count?
I'm sure. Well, I mean, that's an interesting point because Respawn is known for kind of doing lots of free DLC. Like Titanfall 2 had like 5 DLC updates that were free. It was crazy. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. But I'm skeptical, and it's hard because I really like that studio, but I also liked BioWare, and I bought Anthem, and so, you know, I've been burned many a time.
You're not wrong. But did you hear about who the main character is? Cal?
Yeah, I saw the trailer and
Yeah.
I like the concept of how they discover that he has force powers. It
Yeah,
looks to be
seems like he uses it to save one of his friends / mentors type of thing.
Yeah, from a Sarlacc pit is what it looks like. So
yeah, did you see who is being the voice actor for that?
I don't know if I did look that up. Who's gonna?
It is Cameron. Oh man, I'm gonna butcher that name. Monahan.
I think that's right, Monahan.
Yeah, it's the guy that plays Jeremiah or the Joker in Gotham. So I'm actually super excited about that. I actually loved him in Gotham.
Oh yeah, I haven't been watching Gotham, but he seemed like he knew what he was doing. So
yeah, I liked his Joker better than Jared Leto's. So but that doesn't take much. So.
I was like, that's a pretty low bar, but you know,
it's pretty good.
I'm kind of excited. I'm a big fan of the Inquisitors in general. They showed up in Star Wars Rebels, and I liked that little order that they had. But the second sister, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's second.
Yeah, she looks pretty awesome, and apparently has some pretty good force powers that she can control the ship's control remotely. So
because she was a Jedi that turned to the dark side, right?
Yeah,
is that not what that order is?
Basically, all the Inquisitors are usually former Jedi that they were basically like, you're either gonna die or you're gonna help us wipe out Jedi, and some of them were like, yeah, what did the Jedi do for me recently? So
other than teach me everything I know about the Force, that's not important.
Yeah, but also the dark side has cookies, which we are all well aware
Oh my gosh! I've even heard they have cake.
Oh dang! But is the cake a lie? We'll never know.
We don't know until we're over there, and I probably am gonna go over there. Some people are kind of like, oh, it kind of looks like just the typical good guy type of thing. I hope it's not. I don't know. It's hard because I want it to be very story driven, obviously. But is it going to be kind of like singular, or am I going to be able to make choices that actually matter? Because I know that's a big thing that everyone likes. I love it, being able to like choose my path type of thing.
Yeah, I don't think this one's going to be like that. The Respawn's not really known for a choice driven.
Yeah, that's more of a BioWare type thing.
Yeah. I think it'll just be a solid story. Again, I really only have Titanfall 2 to go back on, but if it can be 80% to 95% as good as Titanfall 2's story, then it won't matter.
Yeah, because that's probably, it seems like just for you, that type of story, or like that good of a story in a Star Wars universe would make it much better, because it's Star Wars.
Yeah, Titanfall 2, it was interesting, because like, you cared about the story, but it was so fun. So fun to play.
Yeah, I hope.
Yeah, you got to pick it up. I'm going to give you that as an assignment for sure, is to go and play Titanfall 2 story, and I'll finish it. I'm almost done with it. I haven't quite.
Oh, okay. You're like, oh no, you have to play this. I haven't finished it, but you have to play it.
Well,
I see how it is.
Yeah. So what happened is I picked it up on Xbox, and my lovely little hard drive was over full because games are 90 gigs a piece, and apparently the console I have has like 180 gigs free, and so I have to delete games constantly.
You have like the 500 gigabyte one, so do I. You can only have like 8 games
mine's only 250 gigs. It is stupid.
Gosh. Why have you done this?
Yeah, I bought an external hard drive for it, and so I re-downloaded it about a week ago, and I'm gonna pick it up again shortly.
Yeah. I mean, one of the good things about them announcing, no microtransactions, purely single player. I know it's kind of backtracking to what we were, but I really want to specify on it that in that type of situation, the only thing that matters in your game is the story and the combat. So it's like, I hope they really focus on that.
Yeah, the
really
combat.
That's what we want in basically a Jedi game. That's kind of what I want, at least.
Yeah,
Good story, good combat, and a good character that I like. That's all I really need.
yeah. The combat's been described as smart combat, where it's easy to
Yeah, it
pick
was like
up.
thoughtful or something like
Yeah,
that.
thoughtful combat is their words for sure. And so
Yeah,
we'll see what that means. I mean, if the second I heard that, I was like, "So Dark Souls?"
I don't think it'll go that far, but from what I've heard, it's more of like you actually have to think and like know what your weaknesses, like the weaknesses of your enemies are, and to exploit it. So I hope they don't just do like the Batman games type where you just spam buttons.
Yeah, Spider-Man on PS4 had a fairly smart combat where you could just mash buttons, but the game really rewarded you for using
Yeah,
specific combos against specific enemies. And
yeah, I don't have a
honestly,
PlayStation.
it pretty much wrecked your face if you did it. So I'm hoping that it's
Something more
close
like
to
that.
that.
Yeah, that works.
And it definitely feels lightsaber focused, not like the Force Unleashed where you're just like shooting lightning bolts everywhere and you know bringing
Yeah,
down Death
I
Stars.
hope it's mostly lightsaber. Maybe some guns if you want to throw that in as an option, and then force powers. But I hope it's more of actual combat without the force.
Yeah, he's a
'Cause-
Padawan, and he doesn't seem to be real good at his job. So
yeah, but I have a feeling in the story he's gonna run into someone of an ex-master that's in hiding, be like, oh hey, I can teach you literally everything.
yeah, I kind of hope. Yeah, there's been a little bit of talk about what kind of relationship they're like. It's not a standard master Padawan. I'm like, oh, so they're gonna be hesitant to teach them, just like the Last Jedi. I'm like, come on.
Because it's like, oh, the one that's hunting you down, I was actually the master of, type of thing. So if I teach you, you're just gonna betray the force and join the dark side, type of thing.
Yeah, but after the trailer, I'm giving this game kind of a cautious, optimistic point of view.
Yeah, definitely gonna keep my eye on it. That's for sure.
Yeah, and since I was looking that in, I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about some of our lovely canceled games that EA's done under the Star Wars license that they so infamously release great games under.
I feel like this list is gonna be much longer than it should be.
Yeah, I mean any game. I mean not any game, but like
There are lots of canceled games, but when you put a Star Wars one out and then cancel it, that's hitting people where it hurts.
it really is, especially in these trying times as Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
So their EA canceled Vancouver's open world Star Wars game. That was the one that was supposed to launch. Originally, it was like next year, and it was going to be kind of an open world exploration, where essentially you'd have a small squad, and you'd be bounty hunters, and you'd be going to different worlds, essentially bounty hunting in a co-op like 4-player open world game.
That would have actually been pretty interesting, depending on like who you're fighting and stuff.
Yeah, and I've played quite a few co-op games like that, like a Ghost Recon, and he doesn't. Man, would I have loved being a bounty hunter, murdering the Jedis?
Yeah,
Oh man,
and not even necessarily Jedi. It could be anyone. Like they could like, hey, this monster did this, so that it could just do it. You could do a lot of stuff with that. So that's a shame that got canceled.
yeah, and especially just exploring different Star Wars worlds because we tend to see only deserts. I don't know why, but just the deserts.
That's the easiest to animate.
Yeah.
Right?
Desert, swamp, and forest. That's all we get. And I'm like, there sure are a lot of other planets out there.
Yeah. Well, it was what, Coruscant? That was just city over volcano, basically.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple different, but
yeah.
yeah.
But I definitely know what you mean.
So they also canceled the Visceral and Amy Hennig's Star Wars game, and Amy Hennig is known for, I'm probably pronouncing her name wrong, but she's known for the Uncharted series. She was one of the main people on those. So, and that one was in production for quite a few years. It was going to be a third-person adventure, really Uncharted style, with like scripted events, story-driven. Just kind of.
So would this actually be EA shutting them down, or would this be Disney? Because this is about that time when Disney bought.
No, these are all ones that were started under the Star Wars license by EA and then canceled.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. That makes sense then.
And then the last one they canceled was Visceral's first project Star Wars. It was codenamed Yuma. It was going to be kind of a hybrid between a linear action shooter and like a Tomb Raider, Assassin's Creed, Black Flag kind of space battle one. So essentially it was going to be, kind of like a shooter, and you'd go through planets, but then you would have like space exploration portion.
That would be interesting.
But, yep, they canceled that one too. So, I mean, all that EA's releases, they really haven't done much at all. They released Star Wars The Old Republic, which was the MMO game.
Yeah.
They released Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, which is a mobile game, and I actually enjoy that one, but it is a money-hungry game. They released Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2. So, essentially...
Battlefront 2 is not terrible.
One MMO, one mobile game,
and two battle
and one
games,
very mediocre shooter, and one decently competent shooter that had huge controversies, but now is actually playable. So
yeah, I picked up Star Wars Battlefront 2 for like $10, so I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I did too. I played it because they released General Grievous, and
you have that on the Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we should actually play that sometime.
I agree. Yeah, yeah. Grievous is my jam. So as soon as he came in, I played it. But I don't know. The game it's beautiful, but it's just okay.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because when I first started out, I was like, "Oh man, he one shot me. How do you do that?" Oh, he has like a gun way better than mine because he's played this since launch.
Yeah, that's part of the problem.
Which is fine. I mean, a little rough, but if you're a better player, you can get it done. So.
Yeah, some of the stuff creates a huge advantage if you've been playing a while, so it's a hard game to kind of...
I guess it's not really if you spend money anymore, but if you spend time.
Yeah, agreed.
Not everybody got time for that.
It's true. All right, let's talk about some Star Wars games that we've liked as kids growing up, some of our favorites.
Star Wars Legos, the original ones, they were so good to me. I love them.
Yeah, Lego Star Wars 2, I played a ton of.
Yeah, let's see, which one was 2?
Or
which one I played.
It was kind of a combination of Star Wars 1 and 2.
I guess it had the trilogy, huh?
Yeah.
I think I bought the trilogy.
Yeah, I got the complete one
saga.
That had everything.
Yeah.
I loved that game. I mean, I'm pretty old to be playing it, but loved every second. Lego games are pretty universal, though.
I think I actually own that as well. We might need to play that one too.
Yeah, it's a great couch co-op game. It's super fun.
Yeah, maybe that might be a fun one to stream if you ever want to play it with me.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to look into that for sure.
Yeah. Let's see.
Some I played. I played Shadows of the Empire. That was probably the first one that I played a lot of on the 64. My favorite part in that game is if you use the cheat code chicken, you can be an ATST, and boy, did I love doing that. Could only be the ATST for a minute, but it was awesome.
Like a minute before you had to retype in the code?
Yes.
And how many times did you retype in that code?
Enough to remember the code till today.
That's true.
Years and years, 20 years plus, probably since I've played that.
Ooh. That's
maybe not quite
long
that
amount
long.
Of time.
Yeah. Rogue Squadron was always one of my faves. I played a lot of Pod Racer as well.
I haven't played either of those. I played the heck out of Star Wars Battlefront 2 in 2005 version because everyone has.
The OG Battlefront 2. Some of the best, even single player content.
I literally never really played that multiplayer. I only played, because I had an older sister who didn't play video games, so it was just me. Didn't have, internet to do multiplayer stuff.
Yeah.
So I literally just played that single player against bots. Oh, it was so fun.
The Galactic Conquest, man. Just Planet
Oh
to
my
planet
gosh.
to planet. Oh man.
Oh, it was so good. Then there's the space battles were actually interesting. They kind of got boring after a while, but they were just so fun. You could do stuff with that. You
Yeah.
could go in and invade. You can be, one of the like X-wings and just like fight and kill other people, or you can go with the bomber and go after the ship.
Yeah, it was fantastic. That's definitely one of my faves. Another one, a controversial pick of mine that I like. Now these aren't my top faves. I'll go through that list in a little bit, but
Okay.
the Kinect Star Wars game, very controversial because of the dancing section.
But I could see you popping that out.
But that wasn't why I loved it. There was a Rancor rampage where you got to be a Rancor and you essentially just destroyed a city, and it was so cool. It was like being Godzilla, but you were a Rancor, which is also awesome. And you could, oh man, I loved it. It was co-op.
That actually would sound kind of fun.
It's awesome. Like I people hate that game because of really the
Dancing.
infamous Han Solo song.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked it. Yeah, to kind of go through my top picks, of course, Battlefront 2 is in there.
The original, I'm assuming.
Oh, of course, OG Battlefront 2 for sure. The Clone Wars game, I loved that one. Played its multiplayer a ton. Empire at War, the strategy game, I picked it up late, but I played.
Oh, I think I played that one.
Of course, Lego Star Wars 2.
Empire.
That's in there.
Okay.
And the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes game on my phone. I mean, I've been playing that for a couple of years. It gets frustrating with how much money grabbing happens in it, but honestly, it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah. My top 5, not in any particular order. First one's got to be Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. That game was my baby back then. I played that game so much.
Yeah, I never picked it up. I got an Xbox late.
The funny thing is, this actually happened on accident. When I was younger, I just got an Xbox for like Christmas, and my birthday was coming up in a few months. My dad's like, "Hey, what do you want for your birthday?" And I'm like, "Oh, Star Wars Battlefront 2 looks fun." He's like, "Oh, okay." He doesn't know video games, but he ends up buying me Knights of the Old Republic, and I fell in love with that game. It was a complete accident, but I'm glad it happened.
Yeah,
a happy accident, as some would say. So that's just the story of my life in general. Let's see, that game was great. Another one, next one would probably be like Star Wars, the complete saga or whatever. That same one you were talking about, basically.
Yeah, the Lego Star Wars one.
Yeah. Empire at War is probably one of my favorites. I was never good at it, but it was always a lot of fun. And then one that we actually haven't talked about is Star Wars Republic Commando. You ever play that one?
Oh, that's a good one right there.
It is. It's story unfinished. Twos were shed. It was rough.
Yeah,
It was rough.
Yeah, and a runner up for me. I used to get a LAN cafe kind of thing back when I was younger. I didn't have a gaming computer for a while. And we play Jedi Academy, everyone running around with lightsabers, throwing them at each other, shooting each other.
I actually never played that game, but I've heard very good things about it.
It was a great one. I never actually bought it till way later, but it was a classic.
Yeah. Did I say 4 or 5?
I think you only said 4. What was your last one?
Well, this one, obviously, Star Wars Battlefront 2, like the original one. That just has to be in there.
Yeah. Did you play KOTOR 2?
No, I'm actually replaying KOTOR 1, or Knights of the Old Republic, for those people who don't know that phrase. I'm playing that right now, actually, on my PC. I was going to stream it, but it doesn't like old games, so
yeah,
if for whatever reason I get requested to play that game, I might try and stream it on my Xbox. Probably make it work that way. Yeah. But I'm going to replay Knights of the Old Republic all the way through, and then I'll go to Knights of the Old Republic 2. Even if the stories don't necessarily go together, that's just how I like to do things.
No, you gotta have them. It definitely plays better on Xbox. It runs very poorly on PC. I've never had a lot of luck. The game hasn't aged well too. I've wanted to go back and play it, but man, I struggle.
I'm gonna push through it. I'm actually doing an evil run right now, which is very hard on my soul, to be honest. There's just some things that are just so mean, but I want to see how that plays out.
I think the only time in an evil run that I really question it is when I played Jade Empire back in the day, and I convinced someone's daughter to go stab their mom. And I was like, oh boy, that was a little too evil.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest here. Kids are the real evil. I mean, you just put a thought in her head and she ran with it too far. That's not your fault, obviously.
It definitely was. I coaxed her into it. But yeah, I mean, Star Wars has had a pretty good past of games, and they've been known and they've kept fans in from their games. So I'm really hoping that this new Jedi Fallen Order is going to kind of be a return to form where I'm excited to see Star Wars games instead of just like, what's EA going to pull now?
Yeah. My main thing is just, it doesn't have to be the best game ever. I just want it to be decent enough to where we have more.
Yep, I agree.
At that point, I mean, that's it. That's all I want. That's all I need to be happy is more Star Wars games.
Yeah. What are we gonna play? What are we playing this week?
Probably honestly gonna play maybe some Dota after we finish this. I'm always down for a game of Dotes.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be playing Dota. I didn't have a lot of time last week for games. I've been working on getting this up and running. Really, that's taken a lot of my time. But
yeah, goodness, can we get this going? I mean, work harder.
Yeah, there's a lot to it.
No,
almost finished the logo and stuff. So I mean, this should all be going live this week.
I'm excited for it. Let's see, gonna play some more KOTOR. Obviously, I'm gonna try and finish that out maybe this week. I have the next few days off, so I'm gonna work that in. Gonna play Rocket League as always. Got my rank again. A little higher than bronze, actually, surprisingly. I'm not going to say what it is, but we'll make people guess. Let's see. What other games are you thinking of playing this week?
I mean, I want to pick back up on the Banjo Tooie one. I'm going to pick up Titanfall 2 again shortly. I'll probably finish Banjo first, and then switch over back to Titanfall 2, but that'll be what I'm going for. I mean, I play Dota every week, so of course I'll play that.
Yeah. We actually have a group that we play with. It's about once or twice a week. We play a few games a day, or that day, and it's a lot of fun. Doesn't always go well, but it's fun. Yeah. At least that's what we keep telling ourselves.
I enjoy it, nevertheless. Okay, I mean, that's all I got. Anything else?
Gonna play Siege. That's it. They got rid of the April Fool's thing finally, which is a shame. I know.
You know, we should play Overwatch this week. I definitely want to try the new co-op thing.
Yeah, I'd probably be down to try the co-op thing if we don't get a big group. That'd be fine with me. Just gotta find time. Mostly for you, not for me. I have too much time.
Hey, that's fair. Feast and famine.
Indeed. Alright, well, thank you for listening. If you're still here, I mean, if you liked it, share it with a friend, leave a great review. If you hated it and you're still here, I mean, you might as well go all the way and just go ahead and like it, share, do all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, we should be brainwashing you if you're still here and you hated it. So maybe you didn't hate it. Search your soul.
Yep. Never use that line on your girlfriend, though. I mean, we're already here. You might as well go all the way.
Yeah,
I wouldn't recommend it.
Nope, that's a bad one.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening, and have a great day.
Yep, thanks for listening. Bye.